Hello everyone and welcome to today's session. In this session we'll be talking about Active Directory security and attacks. We'll go over its structure, authentication mechanisms, and then we'll discuss different Active Directory attacks. And in the second part of this session will be a hands-on lab to see how we can actually attack an Active Directory environment. So let's start. What is AD or Active Directory? So Active Directory is Microsoft's directory service that handles everything from user authentication to resource permissions across the enterprise networks, and it lets us manage users, computers, and groups all from a central place. Uh, we can think of it as a brain of the Windows domain. If an attacker owns the Active Directory, they can control the entire environment. Uh, Key function of Active Directory are authentication via Kerberos and NTLM, authorization, centralized policy management, and management of users, computers, and group objects. Core components of Active Directory. So Active Directory is built with several core components. At the top we have the domain, which acts as a logical boundary for AD objects. Every domain is managed by one or more domain controllers. Forests are a collection of domains with shared trust. uh, OUs help organize objects, and the global catalog speeds up object lookups. And finally, FSMO roles are critical domain-wide operations assigned to specific DCs or domain controllers. And there are actually five FSMO roles, like Schema Master, Domain Name Master, RID Master, PDC Emulator, and Infrastructure Master. So, Active Directory authentication mechanisms. Authentication is handled primarily through Kerberos, a ticket-based system that authenticates users securely. But however, legacy systems will still use NTLM, which is much weaker. And both protocols are like key targets for attackers with different attack vectors like Kerberosting or Kerberos. And for NTLM, we have a pass the hash. So AD communication protocols. AD uses a range of ports and protocols. For example, we have LDAP for that handles directory queries. Kerberos runs on port 8080. SMB is used for file sharing, and it's often a target, as we saw in the last session. RPC, DNS, all of these are critical to understand because each can be a potential entry port, entry point, or an attack surface. Now let's talk about AD attacks. First attack is enumeration phase. مثل ما صرنا عارفين قد ايه أهمية enumeration, because each successful attack requires a ton of information about our target. Here we have two types of enumeration attacks. We have unauthenticated enumeration and we have authenticated enumeration. So attackers can gather a wealth of information without even authenticating. Tools like Enum for Linux, LDAP Search, and Bloodhound are used to map out the environment, and with valid credentials, tools like PowerView and SharpHound allows deep insight into permissions and trust path. Second type of attack we have is credential access and abuse. Here attackers go after credentials basically. We have like LLM and R poisoning that tricks machines into revealing anti-LM hashes. Uh, we have ASREP roasting, exploits users without pre-authentication, and Kerber roasting targets service accounts and can be done silently on the network. And all of these attacks rely on poor configuration and weak passwords. Third type of attacks that we have is lateral movement. Once credentials are obtained, attackers can basically move inside our environment, have pass the hash that allows them to authenticate using the hash directly and pass the ticket involve stealing Kerberos tickets and DC Sync is incredibly powerful. It lets attackers, if you can say, impersonate a domain controller and pull passwords uh, directly from the Active Directory. And the next attack type we have is privilege escalation. To escalate privileges, attackers abuse the misconfigurations. Admin SD holder protects privilege groups but can be abused. ACL abuse involves changing permissions on objects to gain control over it. Group policy abuse allows for mass exploitation through policy updates, persistence techniques. Persistence is about staying in control. Golden tickets give us unlimited access using KRBTGT hash, and silver tickets target specific services. Skeleton key backdoors LSASS to allow a master password, and these aren't just theoretical. There is actual APT groups that use these methods in real-world intrusions. Real-world kill chain. This kill chain summarizes how a typical attack unfolds from initial access through phishing or misconfigurations to reconnaissance to gaining credentials, moving laterally, escalating privileges, and persisting. And basically, if we can break this chain early, we can stop the compromise and make the loss smaller. Here are the key tools used in AD exploitations. We have Bloodhound that shows attack paths visually. Mimikatz is Swiss Army knife of credential dumping. Rubius handles Kerberos abuse. Empacket allows for scriptable lateral movement, and Responder is perfect for LLM and R anti-LM attacks. Defenses and mitigations. Defending against AD attacks requires multiple layers. We can disable all protocols like LLMNR, use strong passwords, and monitor SPNS. Uh, we can deploy LAPS to manage local admin credentials, monitor logs aggressively, and especially Kerberos events like 4769 and 4768. We can rotate the KRBTGT key regularly and follow least privilege models. So here's theory part ends, and next is practical part of Active Directory attacks.